All right, let's get right into it. Most of us at some point or another, we think our life is the problem, right? It's our job, our past, our circumstances. But we're going to explore a pretty radical idea here. What if the problem isn't your life at all? So let's just start with that question right there. Just think about it for a second. When things feel tough, when you feel stuck, what's your first instinct? Is it to blame your situation, to just wish that everything on the outside was different? But now, what if we just flip that completely on its head? What if all those circumstances are just neutral facts, and the real problem, the thing that's actually creating the struggle, is just the way you're looking at them? Now that's the core idea we're really going to unpack. And this brings us to our first really big concept, this idea of the lens of perspective. Think of it like this powerful and often invisible filter that shapes your entire world. So what even is perspective? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the way you interpret reality. It is not reality itself. It's just your personal take on it. And that little distinction, well, that's absolutely everything. What's so wild is how this plays out. You can have two people living the exact same reality, but they're experiencing totally different lives. Let's take a layoff, for example. For one person, it's a complete disaster. Their perspective is, I failed, I'm not good enough, what am I going to do? It's all pressure, all fear. But for someone else, yeah, after that initial shock, their perspective shifts. They start to see it as this unexpected opportunity, a chance to finally leave a job they didn't really love anyway, or maybe to start that business they've been dreaming about. See, same event, totally different paths emerge, all because of the lens they saw it through. One person saw failure, the other saw feedback. That's the power of perspective, right there. So this whole idea that our interpretation is what matters so much, it leads us right to the storyteller that lives inside all of our heads, our own mind. It's narrating our life 24/7, and we gotta learn how to separate the facts from the fiction it's spinning. See, your mind is constantly weaving this narrative. It's telling a story about who you are. I'm not good enough, or I'm a really hard worker. It tells you a story about what's possible for you. And it tells a story about what every little thing that happens means. And over time, we just start to believe these stories are the absolute truth, especially the ones that hold us back. And this right here is one of the most powerful realizations you can ever have. Your thoughts are not facts. They're not reality. They're just interpretations. They're suggestions, they're opinions, they're stories that your mind is offering up. That's it. The second you really truly get that your thoughts are just interpretations, you gain something absolutely crucial: distance. It's this space that opens up between you, the real you, the observer, and your thoughts. And in that little bit of space, you don't have to just react automatically anymore. You can actually choose. And this just sums it all up so perfectly. You don't have to wait for your life to magically get better or to feel better. Nope, the change starts inside you. The moment you shift how you see things, your experience of those exact same things completely transforms. The same problem suddenly feels lighter. The same challenge feels way more manageable. Just think about this for a minute, seriously. How much of the suffering in your life came not from the event itself, but from the days or weeks or maybe even years you spent just replaying it and overthinking it? All the assumptions you made, all the fears you had about things that never even happened. Your mind can create so much pain, even when things are perfectly fine. Okay, so if perspective is that powerful, how in the world do we actually change it? Let's get practical, let's get into the toolkit. There are two simple but unbelievably effective shifts you can start making, like today. Step one is to just start questioning your thoughts. That's it. Instead of just blindly accepting them as the truth, you just pause. You're a little bit curious about them. You start to challenge whether they're even true. So it's all about how you frame it. A thought like, why is this happening to me? That automatically puts you in the victim seat. It's completely perilous. But just shifting that question to, what can I learn from this? Well, that immediately makes you an active player. It turns a hardship into a lesson. Here's another one. Such a simple but profound little language shift. The word problem, it just carries so much negative weight, doesn't it? It feels heavy, unsolvable. But just calling it a situation, that neutralizes it. It's just a set of circumstances that needs to be handled. It takes the emotional charge out and opens your mind up to finding solutions. All right, tool number 2 is practicing gratitude. And let's be super clear, this is not about fake positivity. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. This is about training your brain to see the full picture by using real awareness. So what does this practice look like? It means you intentionally focus your attention. You ask, what is actually present in my life right now? What parts of my life, even the tiny little parts, are actually working? And even when things are tough, what is still possible? This literally pulls your mind out of that feeling of lack and lets it relax. So, what happens when you start to consistently use these tools? Well, the result is profound. You literally begin to see differently, and as a direct result of that, you begin to live differently. It all starts right here. When you stop believing every negative story your mind is spinning, you get clarity. You start to see things as they really are, without all the fear and exaggeration. And that clarity, it naturally brings a sense of peace. And from that place of peace, guess what? You make way better decisions. You're not reacting out of panic or anxiety anymore. You're responding thoughtfully. You're responding intentionally to whatever's in front of you. And this is the ultimate payoff. Better decisions made over and over again, they compound. They naturally and just inevitably create a better life. It's a direct chain reaction that starts with one simple shift in how you see things. So here's the bottom line. So many people stay stuck because they're trying so hard to fix everything on the outside. They're trying to change all their external circumstances without ever addressing the internal lens that they're seeing everything through. And that's really what it all comes down to. Your life might not need a complete overhaul. Maybe all it needs is a new perspective. Because the very moment you start to see differently, you will begin to live differently.